Hello again, and welcome to another edition of This Week in Cool Guitar Repairs with Doran Markowitz from D Guitars Miami. This week's featured instrument is actually a 5-string fretless hollow body bass that I built back in May of 2009. I decided to feature this today because in a few days it will be on its way to its new owner. This is a beautiful piece that I took a lot of pride in, and it's a very interesting piece because it actually started off in the summer of 2002. This body was actually intended to be a 7-string electric guitar body, hollow. And the band that I was playing with at the time didn't need me anymore after a month, so instead of completing the task, I simply put it on a shelf. So in the meantime, I had this neck floating around, and I decided last May of 2009 to actually do something with it and make the two pieces together. It's my typical fin design, as you can see, and what's great about the fin design is that it's ergonomically designed to sit very comfortably against you. Naturally, because this was intended as a guitar body, I had to do certain modifications to make it into a bass body, such as adding this extension piece for the strap, so that way it would actually sit balanced and give you a fairly good close range to the nut. As you can see, it sits really nice and comfortably. When you stand up, same thing. It's a very, very comfortable bass. The top of the bass, if you look, is actually made of 3 pieces. It's made out of poplar, red oak, and poplar. But rather than going this way, I actually have them cut this way. So it's actually diagonally the grain against the string pressure. The rest of the body is actually red oak, and you can see, if you look closely, you can see the line of the 1/4 inch of poplar at this point and the line of the 1/4 inch of red oak at this point. Originally, when I was building this, like I said, this was actually going to have a tremolo on the guitar as well. You notice on the back, this is where I actually filled in an oak graft to basically fill in what was a tremolo cavity to make this into a solid bass. Control plate is also a piece of 1/4 inch oak. I think I did a pretty decent job here, wouldn't you say? Rather than trying to cover up the hole I originally routed for the tremolo to sit into, I decided best way to hide something is in plain sight, so I turned it into a sound hole. And if you look, I don't know how well the camera can catch it, but if you look, you can see into the sound hole that it is hollow. And it's got a pretty decent resonance for being hollow. It is supported inside over here by 2 dowels to keep it from collapsing, because let's face it, all the pressure was supposed to be over here, not back here. The bridge is carved from a piece of rosewood, and the saddle is bone. The extension is oak, and I made an 1/8 inch piece of purpleheart as the overlay to cover this entire area. This whole area here is actually hollowed out. It was supposed to have 3 humbucking pickups for 7-string here, which no longer was needed. The other modification that I did was that the original neck joint ended at about this point. So I had to route down a little further to fit this neck in. I think it came out pretty well, wouldn't you say? I routed out this pickup cavity a little bit wider to fit in a Music Man style humbucker made by MEC, which is used by Warwick. And I wired it to a series parallel switch instead of a coil tap. That way you could still get single coil type brighter sounds with slightly lower volume like a single coil, but it's still humbucking. And here, full power. Standard volume and tone. And to keep the understated elegance of the guitar, rather than going with flashier knobs with, or knobs with numbers or whatever, I went with simple round black knobs that I even dotted, as you can see, with a white dot inlay to show you where your marking is. I love purpleheart. It's one of my favorite woods. I made a thumb rest out of that as well, so that when you're walking and you up here, you have the perfect place to rest your thumb. The truss rod cover also is made out of purpleheart. As you can see, the finish matches the body. What I did was I did a light cherry sunburst stain on the body and more of a light orange stain here. And as you can see from the back of the headstock, it's so tough in this room, it's so small. This is my hollow fretless 5. and it was crafted in May 31st of 2009. String through body design on the back, 6-bolt neck joint. It ain't going anywhere, and it's a very light base. I mean, it really practically weighs nothing. I'd say maybe 7 pounds, but it sounds big. I'm playing it through a small Fender Frontman 15 amp. If it had a bigger speaker or a bigger amp, the low B would be a lot more impressive. This is actually a very impressive low B sound. It's very tight. Even through a small amp where you're losing some of the dynamics, it's a very tight sound. In parallel mode, brightens it up a little bit more. I have it strung with regular flatwound strings, which I think are perfect on this one because of the hollow nature. They bring out the best characteristics. I've tried it with various different round wounds, roller wound, hybrid wound, whatever, and I find that just a nice average set of flatwounds sounds good on this bass. It's a lovely piece. It's got the Dimarzio 3-inch wide bass strap, cliplock. The action is very low. It's very comfortable. I am going to miss this bass. I didn't expect to sell it, but you know, I guess that's what I'm in business for, right? You can't hold on to everything that you build, and you got to learn to let go of it, or at least that's what my cousin Alan always told me. So, you know, Tad, I hope you're going to be happy with this. Anyway, thanks for watching. And should you have any questions about what I've done, how I did it, if you would like me to build something similar to this, or if you have any other luthier needs, whether it be setups, fretwork, headstock breaks, finish work, etc., please don't hesitate to give me a call at 305-896-1811. Until next time, thanks for watching. Have a great day.